Ba, 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 ba. It's 2 days since, but we are back. It is Wednesday. It is 10:31 a.m. UK BST, and it's Karen Wood, Nick Brown, Richard's in the background. Welcome to SPTV, my lovelies.
Oh, you're full of it today.
And I always
Love it. Love it.
Yes, it's true. What they say. I'm a nut
Oh,
job.
here we go.
I don't care.
Here we go.
We are live. We are let loose. We are Karen Wood and Nick Brown. It is SPTV. Richard's in the background, struggling to hold himself together in terms of what are they going to come out with today. I will say that it
Absolutely.
started in an interesting way. Um,
It
but it kind
doesn't
of
it
carried on,
always?
doesn't it? Oh, it does. So, welcome back, everyone. We are back. Hello, hello, hello. And Karen, what have you been doing with yourself?
I did a bit of teaching on Monday, which was wonderful. Yesterday I had a real lovely chill out day. I went shopping, which is always good, around the beautiful town of Louth. And then I did some food shopping. And then I met up with a friend and we had a catch up in the local pub. And then I came home, had some dinner, and watched some telly, which was fabulous, really good. So
Fabulous,
there you go.
fabulous, fabulous. Exactly. So it's been a busy but relaxing time, and that's important to take time out for oneself.
It is
I
very
think
much so.
it's very much so, and getting around, meeting people, getting to know what's going on. How's you doing, sister? All that kind of stuff is always so
Yeah.
important.
Do you know what? I think you can't beat a good catch up.
You
You know,
can't.
I met probably about 4:30, and I got in at 7, and the time just flew by. And we chatted to other people that were there, and it was just really nice. Random strangers, sort of dropping into the conversation, talking about the weather, talking about this, that, and the other, and it was just really nice. And sometimes it's good to do that. Sometimes it's good to take your foot off the gas of life, and just chill out and not have to worry about, oh, I've got to do this, or did I put the washing on? Did I do this, that, and the other? Just to take some time for self. And
Yeah.
it's good to have that time on your own or have that time with people. And a
Yeah.
good catch up is always really therapeutic for me, I have to say. Recommend
Absolutely.
it.
Totally, totally. And it's interesting what you said there about, taking time for yourself or taking time with others. It's essential to have that ability and freedom to either engage or disengage depending on how you feel and make use of that time. And it's only good if you make use of that time. There's a difference between taking time for self and just sitting wallowing. When
Yes,
I
that's
when
true.
I when I take time for myself, I like to learn to read. If I'm not in the mood for reading, I'll watch a video to learn
Yeah.
something new. So it's making good use of that time, not putting people to sleep. Um, um, and making good use of that time is important, even if it's doing something, mildly therapeutic and for self, like, oh, I don't know, tidying up one's desk or making sure the
Yes.
laundry's caught up, stuff like that, which I need to do. But don't
Yes,
tell
I
anyone.
do too. Yes. General chores, which I
Yes,
sometimes, yeah, my desk is a bit of a mess at the moment, so it needs sorting out. But it's good. So let's find out what everybody else has been up to in the last couple of days. And we have our
absolutely.
lovely Terry Louise. Good morning, Terry. Hope you've been enjoying your time. Nice to see you.
Morning,
It's
Sugar Plum. And Jan
oh,
A. All I could have said something else. Jan A, hi from Slovakia, because I usually do and get myself in trouble. Welcome along to the show.
hello, Shaz Ferry. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Dale. Welcome along. Patonga Pitamanu, all the way from New Zealand. Welcome.
Wow. Hello.
That
Oh,
rolled off the tongue, didn't it? They're already here and helping me.
well
Usually
done.
I can't pronounce my own blooming name, but there you go. Uh,
Hello, Leanne Rosemary. Nice to see you too.
morning. Good morning, Mama
Oh.
B,
Hello, Linda.
and
Hello,
my
Nicola.
namesake. My namesake. Hello. And Kayla Nicholas, another namesake connection there. Good morning to you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yep.
Oh, good morning, Pamela. Lovely to have you.
Hello, doll. And Serendipity 589. Hello, my good dear friend.
Hello, Sarah McGeechee. Nice to see you with us this morning.
Morning, hon. And Julie Friel. Good morning. Well, oh, I love the hearts.
Good morning, Judith Somerville. Lovely to have you with us.
And Denise Porter Gardner. Good morning, everyone.
Ah, the lovely David Hale, a fellow SPTV host. Nice to have you with us this morning.
Good morning. And Marjorie Sauer. Good morning. Nick and Karen. Hello again, darling. I love your sunflowers, and I didn't mention it on Monday.
I know. No, they are beautiful, I have to say. Margie O'Brien, good morning to you. And
And
Kim Byrne.
Kim Burns in the
Excellent.
house. Oh, and thank
Oh,
you for Tonga. I'll be honest with you, it was either spirit intervention or it was more luck than judgment. I'm honest. I'm honest. If only. And Debbie Callow's with us as well. Oh, I love we're goddesses. I love it.
ooh. Morning, Wendy Northcote.
I always thought I was more of a goddess than a god. Anne Davis, good morning to you.
Oh, Kim, thank you for posting the video of you holding the cards. And I hope all of you are receiving your cards or your picture of you holding the cards. Wonderful. And I hope you're all receiving your cards, or the little owls have been floating around, dropping them on people's doorsteps. And I hope you're all using them as well. So wonderful, wonderful. Oh, okay. Sarah,
Ah,
Sarah, didn't realise that. Okay,
no,
thank you.
I've been peaching it. So
Yes,
yes, duly corrected and noted, my dear.
absolutely, absolutely. Yes,
Wow.
yeah.
I love the
Cool.
way you've it. Oh,
Oh, is this
was
news?
new we have an exclusive incoming report bulletin. News is coming in that you are now able to pay. Well, hello. See, I can pronounce I can pronounce people's names, but I can't speak English. Um, I really did. I did it. Breaking news.
It's one of those mornings.
We have a live update, breaking news coming in fast, and we can confirm that you can now post your pictures of the cards on the Facebook page. It is
What?
official. You can now do it. And I got through
Oh,
that
good.
segment without completely ruining it the second time.
Oh dear. I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those mornings. I'm going to blame the weather.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hello, hello, Ashley. Lovely to have you with us again.
It's so funny.
Oh, Ashley, Richard said, did you get your cards? He sent them yesterday. If you could just put a little thumbs up or a yes, that'd be fabulous.
I know Eunice has got her cards. Good morning. Good morning, Eunice Spinks.
Morning, Eunice. Actually, a few people have been putting up that they've got them, so that's brilliant. Remember, hashtag I've got the cards. Good morning, lovely Carol Jameson. Nice to see you.
And Kim Lawrence Steenkamp. Good morning.
Ah, Debbie Callow says you do love to role play, Nick.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Ah, lovely.
Excellent. So
Okay.
Sarah McGeechy, I've got to get used to saying that properly now.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
there is an update, and it is at sptv.uk/cards.
Cards. Oh,
There is an update of buying a pack. There is a link. It is sptv.uk/cards. That's a real easy one. Thank you, Richard. Even I
yes.
can't, even I can't foul that one up. Um, well, um, so if you go to, oh, yeah, he's bought a link. He's bought a link to it to make it sound fancy, but even he can't pronounce it this morning. So I ain't got a hope in heaven or earth. So yes, sptv.uk/cards. Your update is there and available for purchasing those remaining few packs of this very special edition, but it is in the UK only. If you are from somewhere other than the UK and interested, please contact Richard directly. Um,
Ashley's camped out by the post box. Oh, bless you, Ashley. That's
yeah,
wonderful. I've just got a vision of her in a little tent by the post box now. Lovely, lovely.
brilliant, brilliant.
I think a lot of people are actually really waiting for them, Nick, and
Yes,
can't wait to get their hands on them. And I was really grateful and thankful that I had mine on Monday, to to look at and to open them live on air. So I thought that was really lovely. But Richard's also going to be doing a Zoom, a Zoom sort of tutorial to talk about the cards, so we can all bring them along and play with them and look at them, and he's going to explain them. So I think that I'm not quite sure if he's sorted out a date for that yet. I think he's going to wait until everybody's got them. But I think that would be fab. And we could all get, because he's very clever, isn't he, Richard, with doing stills and things from. So we could all hold up our cards and all the people that um come to the Zoom tutorial and show that we've all got them. So that'd be
absolutely.
exciting. That'd be
Yeah,
exciting.
it really, really is. One of the things that people struggle with doing the work online is that perceived lack of physical connection. Linda Brown, Mama B, have you got your cards, Nick? No, I haven't. I am still waiting. It's that they attempted to deliver yesterday. I wasn't available to take them, but they are due for redelivery today. It is possible, based on the timing of our postman,
Ah,
that they may well be here whilst we are on air. And if they are,
oh, fab.
I will open my package and reveal all live on air before the end of the show. Um, and the cards and the cards as well. Um, so
Oh, dear.
well,
Yes.
Debbie Callow did say that I like role play. So yes, hopefully they'll be here before the end of the show. If not, obviously I'll have them ready for Monday. But one of the, as I was saying before, I completely distracted myself. Is that some people perceive this lack of material connection when working online. Obviously, spirit transcends that, so you are in actual fact able to do anything within reason of
Yeah.
a practical nature in related to oh, you wouldn't believe. I'm on one this morning. Poor old
Yes.
Karen. Just look at her face. It's like, what have I let myself in for this morning? Um,
It's one of those mornings, everyone.
but yeah, people perceive that you can't get that connection online because of that separation. With the exception of hands-on healing, there is nothing that you cannot do online because spirit transcends the physical. But that perceived connection actually does make a difference within oneself. And so everyone coming together with their packs will make everyone feel all the more connected, because you've got
Absolutely.
something I've got in my hand right now, and you're talking about that one, and you can actually pick it up and
Yeah.
turn it around, and it can make a real difference. So I think it's an
Yeah.
excellent idea.
Yeah.
Having one of my serious moments, which are few and far between these days, and you know what? I'm past caring. Uplift the world with a little bit of silliness, a little bit of joy. So
Mm.
I think anybody who knows me knows that I do love a little bit of double entendre. Uh,
Yes. Yes. I think we've realised. I think everybody's realised that, Nick.
yeah, gonna say if you didn't figure that out within 30 seconds of knowing me, you weren't paying attention.
And I do it. I do it as well, but I don't realise I'm doing it.
I know. That's why we have so much fun. Um,
Oh dear.
And
Oh dear.
bless him,
Oh
Richard, you can actually hear Richard getting really, really nervous with his finger over
yes.
that big red button in the background.
Yes. You can. You can. Oh dear. Oh, listen to what Ashley says. um, Ashley
I'd
has said,
enjoy that.
I'm glad that the cards are en route. I can't wait. I'm hosting a one-to-one beginners card workshop in my town in the next few weeks. We spoke about it at Circle last night. These will be perfect. We are all very excited. That's amazing, Ashley, because I'm going to be using mine when I teach in the Northeast as well. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's after they sit on my desk, my very messy desk, and then they will go into my case, and they will be travelling with me to the Northeast to spread love and joy to my wonderful students that I'm looking forward to meeting in August. So that will be really good. Oh, Sarah's ordered her card. She's very happy this morning. So that's good. That's good.
Definitely.
So
We can use them in a circle as well. And they'll be sent out
absolutely.
tomorrow, Sarah. It's wonderful, really. And the thing about cards, especially in terms of the cards that Richard created for us, is that perhaps sometimes more than other types, like for instance, the standard tarot with the major and minor arcana on their own, you can
Mm,
use them not just for readings, but for practicing philosophy. You can get keywords and cues from those different cards, even create a journey within that philosophy by picking three. Richard's favorite spread, the three card spread. You
mm.
can use that as a journey for your philosophy by starting with that one, reaching that one, and ending with that one. Morning, Cherry Ann, my lovely. Um,
Mhm.
and so you can make use of them for giving philosophy, or even writing for spirit. um oh, hello, Ruth. Got the family on the fam.
Oh,
um,
that's nice. Hello, Ruth.
so yeah, you can use them for loads of things. Just think outside the box and change that paradigm, and you have got all possibility,
Mm.
from whatever it is at your disposal. And I think it's brilliant, and I can't wait to get my clammy hands on those cards,
You know what, Nick?
especially
It's
Maria.
interesting. You say lots of different things to be used in philosophy. Um, I was talking to one of my groups on Monday night, and we were talking about a teacher of mine, Enid Meager. She's now in spirit, bless her. But she used to come to Circle, but also she ran the speakers class at the church, which I used to go to because it helped me with standing up and just reading a passage for the service, and also then chairing, and then also giving addresses. And she used to come in. This is back in the day before technology was as it is now, so I'm showing my age. She used to cut magazine slogans out of magazines and newspapers. She used to come in with leaflets that she used to get through the post. And she also used to come in with kitchen utensils and all sorts of things. And one Christmas, we were doing the service, the Christmas Carol service, and we all pulled a cracker, and whatever fell out the cracker, that's what we would be talking about at the service. And mine was a tiny little pack of cards, that you get in the cracker. So I had to
Yeah.
do a talk on that. And yeah, again, I'm going to show my age. There was a song about the deck of cards, and it's like a speaking song where they talk about the cards in relation to life. So I did that from a spiritual point of view. But on Monday, I got everybody to bring a kitchen utensil, and I said, look at it in a different way, and it was absolutely amazing. That people we spoke about sort of sifting through things from a flour sifter. There was a little kitchen, a reliable kitchen knife. I can't remember all of them, but it was just absolutely amazing how they turned a simple kitchen utensil into a philosophy. And I was blown away by all my students. It was absolutely amazing. It really was. So
Brilliant.
anything can be used to make you think outside the box. And this is what's good to do that, to turn. And sometimes we turn things in life. Sometimes we turn things in life in from a negative to a positive. And I'm a great believer in that. And just before we came on today, I normally play a song. And I played the wonderful song Thankful by Josh Groban. And uh, it's funny how the simple things in life that we sometimes take for granted become the things that we are most thankful for.
Yeah,
You know? So
absolutely.
it really is how we can turn things around. Look, and that's what gets me all excited about teaching. It gets me all excited about when we come together and discuss things, coming on here with you and how we turn things around and make it philosophical or meaningful. And I think that's amazing. I really
I
do.
really do too. I totally agree. And as I say good morning to my Aunt Valerie, who is also on, otherwise I'll be in trouble. What you have just said is a beautifully well-placed segue into our subject of the day, making changes and turning things around. In life, we meet people that aren't always the most positive and uplifting. Sometimes they'll be down in the dumps. Sometimes they can be downright rude and grumpy. But everyone has the ability to change. Is it not one of our principles? Eternal progress open to every human soul and
Yeah,
every animal soul too.
absolutely.
Um, and so
Absolutely.
I know that the official principle is human soul, but many of us have dropped the human and made it just soul because we know all good dogs and bunnies go to heaven. And so being able to make that change is not just about doing it in heaven and in the spirit world. It's about making that change down here. And we've all experienced people that have made that change from those early beginnings. I've always said that experience is what shapes us. I was talking on a chat group yesterday on Facebook, combining two of my favorite things in the universe, two out of the top three anyway. And there was this conversation about development and growth and perspective. And I said, you know, it's like making bread. You can't just make a loaf out of bread out of just one ingredient. And the ingredients we combine is how our heart is defined. And it was a very loose rhyme there. But the ingredients that we combine determines how the heart is defined. And it's really, really important that there will always be these positive and negative ingredients in our lives. But
Yes.
everyone can, should, and has the ability to change negative parts of their life, negative parts of their own self. Early experiences, I think people tend to judge people too quickly, especially when they're
Yes.
in their formative years. And yes, I am talking about you when I say this, Richard, but so long as there are people that see the good in us, and know that there is an opportunity for that person to grow, then we can encourage them and give them that support so that they can turn it around. And that's kind of intimating the conversation that we had with Richard before the show
Yes.
about where we wanted to take the subject of today. And, you know, I've known a lot of people in my spiritual development who were considered part of the rogues gallery. Oh, they'll never amount to nothing. And I've just looked at them. I thought, no, there is something about you. You're going to make the change. You're gonna be all right. And nine
Yes.
times out of 10, I have been proved right. And the one in 10, they're just still working on it. And so
Yeah.
I think it's essential that everyone has the ability. So people watching today, my lovely, lovely SPTV family that have given me so much joy and upliftment and helped me improve my life over the years. Your experiences of this? Have you yourself personally been through that transition from caterpillar to butterfly? Are there people in your life in the past that have proven other people wrong and become these interesting, well-rounded, and beautiful souls that people didn't think they would? Or are you currently experiencing people in your life that you believe fall into that category and are trying to nurture them? What are your thoughts and experiences related to this? Because it really is centered around the eternal progress of the soul.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
truly a core message today. Um, so I've experienced it. We know from what Richard was saying earlier, he's experienced it and had that confirmation of being right about them in the last 24 hours. What about you, Karen?
Well, uh, I've had, I've sort of had it. I'm going to give an example of my son. Um, William was not all the teachers understood him because he was a little bit quirky. He had his own way of doing things, his own way of thinking, and but he was inspired obviously by me because I love him, but also by teachers. And there's a few teachers that came into his life that got him completely, and because they got him, he flourished. And when you give a person a chance to grow and be themselves, I said this on Saturday. I said, you teachers plant the seeds and give them some water, and then we sort of build up and we grow and we become the beautiful flower, the beautiful plant that we're intended to be. And sometimes people are a little bit slower in growth. Sometimes people grow very quickly and flourish and keep growing. But it's time and time and acceptance that you have to have with people. And another thing that I've learned, Nick, is sometimes you don't know what's going on behind the smile, behind a person's persona. And also, if someone is a bit grumpy or going through or lashing out, why are they lashing out? And I can remember a wonderful young woman, and I lost contact with her when I was at school, and the teachers couldn't control her. Most of her schooling, she was put in the sick room because she couldn't, she just used to lash out. She used to encourage us to misbehave, and she caused really awful things to happen in the classroom. She even got me sent outside once because I was giggling at something she said or did, and we both got sent out the classroom. She got expelled from school, and um, but she was a lovely person. She was fun, she was kind, but she just was naughty. That's what she was, a naughty child, and they couldn't control her. And of course, now when I look back, I think, well, maybe there was maybe there was something, but nobody ever. They kept moving her around, but nobody looked at why.
Yeah,
And I often think of her, and I wonder where she ended up or what happened to her, because sadly she was moved from our school, and I don't quite know where she ended up. But I always think of her and I think, I hope that somebody got her. Somebody took the time to listen to her, to find out what made her tick. And I just hope that she's happy and that she's living a good life. Because
yeah,
when you're misunderstood or when you can't express how you feel to people or you're lashing out, that's hard. That's
yeah.
hard. And I think as society and education, I think we are starting to understand this now. But there's
Mm,
still people that slip through the cracks, sadly,
yeah,
and people that take the time to care and to give. I've got a lovely friend who works in a special needs school, and she said it's just the small things that are big achievements for some of these kids. And you know, it's we all work and we all move through life at different paces. It's like the tortoise and the hare scenario. You know, sometimes people, they're fast, they go through life really fast, and some take a while to catch up. But sometimes they see things from, we all see things from different perspectives in life, and we all go through things, and everybody's journey is important, and everybody should be recognized for their journey and their achievements. And I think as a society, as the human race, we need to listen more. I'm trying to listen more to people's stories and realize where they've come from. And yes, you can change your life around.
Yeah,
Lots of things can be done. Um, but and there's lots of people out there to inspire you, but you've got to want to do it. You've got to find that spark. And that's what spiritualism has done for me. It's allowed me to find that spark to understand who I am
yeah,
and not worry about what other people think. That's a big one. It's a big one.
definitely.
Worrying about what other people think of me.
Mm,
So
I agree, and you know what? It's I always and it does tie in with this. I always try and live my life under the principles of that wonderful poem by Max Ehrmann, Desiderata. Go placidly amidst the noise and haste, and know what peace there may be in silence. I had that by my bedside um, for the whole of my teenage years, right the way up until I was in my early 30s. And you know, it was the exposure to that philosophy that helped me generate and expand and create my own. And certainly within that is a way of dealing with how we deal with people, and it is about seeing that other perspective. And you know, that is absolutely the thing to do. I see Katie Brindley has posted a
yes.
question, and I'd like to come to it because I am drawn to her for more reasons than answering her question, to answer someone else's. Um, he's rolling up his sleeves. He's getting ready to do
Oh,
something. Katie says, "How is it best to practice philosophy? Mediumship, I'm fine with, but struggle with philosophy. I get so nervous and panic." And it really actually puts a big hello, big red ribbon around the whole conversation that we've had because it ties in actually. So if I could come to you, Katie, and answer you, I also feel that I do have a connection building up for you. So I'm going to dive straight in. If you are still there, please let us know. And that you know, you are happy for me to continue, because it is about seeing things at their core as being the same. See the philosophy side of mediumship as being the same as mediumship in terms of practicality, connecting with your guides, trusting yourself, and trusting those in the world of spirit that you work with. Your guides and inspirers are central to philosophy. You don't have to know the ins and outs of a duck's behind in relation to your guides to have a good relationship with them. Trusting that they're there to support and help you is enough to begin with. I'm just a nosy what's it and like to get to know them. But I find a good relationship with guides does help when it comes to philosophy, but also exposure to other philosophies doesn't mean to say you have to agree with it. If you disagree with a philosophy, why? Ask yourself why. And that helps you shape your own. And that then is used by the world of spirit in terms of the images and the thoughts and the concepts that you are given by spirit in order to give off your philosophy. And of course, the other thing above and beyond trust is practice, practice, practice. Do it in the garden, do it in the shower, do it while you're ironing, all these wonderful mundane tasks that we were talking about earlier, for example. They are very, very useful for time to just sit. And my other favorite poem, of course, what is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. Well, whilst we're standing and stare, we can think. And you've been doing here we go. Thank you very much. You've been doing a lot of standing and staring lately, so you've got the opportunity there to practice this. The nervousness and panicking, I actually feel like you get from a female in the world of spirit. It's like it's passed down the generations. I feel this lady as she steps forward. She was very filled with nervous inner energy. I do feel a motherly, grandmotherly link with her, and I do feel, in terms of this nervousness, that she had this absolute fire in her belly. I feel you take after on this as well, actually. I have to say, I don't know Katie, but this is what I'm picking up about her and this lady. You've got this absolute fire in your belly when it comes to injustice and looking out for people, especially those around you. And I know you get that from her, but this nervous energy that you get is also kind of handed down the generations as well. As she gets closer, thank you very much, my darling. Oh, I'm not your darling yet. Okay, she's a cheeky one as well. She's got this really, really wonderful sense of humor. So I'm not your darling yet. So she would have taken time to get to know people, but once you got there, you'd got this really, really witty side of her out. But there was always still that nervousness, because I think in her life she'd have been felt like she was not necessarily understood by those around her. And I'm feeling pains in my arms and my shoulders, not just one, but both. So I don't know what that relates to, whether it would have been related to a medical condition or whether it would have been related to her physical condition and where she was in the weeks before her passing. I just feel like my shoulders are absolutely burning and on fire. But this nervous energy is the thing that she's relating to, and it's what connects you. And she says, "Remember, I used to make good use of it when I was on form. You know, everything we've been talking about so far is about turning things around. Spiritual alchemy, I'm reminded of transforming that nervousness into something useful. If you feel nervous about it and feel giddy, then be excitable because it covers it up. I'm giving away all my secrets now. And all my words, she says, I feel so hungry. She says, I miss, there are certain food items that I really, really miss, my darling. And again, because she's almost talking like being a mirror. There are certain things you miss that only she could nail in the kitchen or something like that. That there are things that there's this emptiness in the pit of my stomach in terms of I just miss that part of being physical, and you miss her production of it too, I feel. And so with her, she wants you to know that you can turn this around and make use of that nervous energy by making it a useful and creative part of your personality rather than allowing it to consume you. Nervousness is useful. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you in track when you are in charge of it. It's only becomes a negative thing when it consumes you. And she was a wise lady, full of wonderful phrases like that. I would have loved trading barbs and conversations with her, because I feel that we have that in common. It's like there's always a way of explaining something to make people feel better. And she wants to come forward very much to give you that upliftment and that strength and that support, and maybe channel a few of her words when it comes to giving your philosophy too, because she'll be about. I hope you can understand all that, Katie, and I hope that helps. And I'll say God bless you. Oh, yes, 100%. I'm always good for that.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
So God bless you, Katie. Thank you for listening, and go for it. And use cards, like I said earlier, to practice. Start with one, talk about that subject. Go to two, talk about that subject. Make it the beginning and the end. Go to three, beginning, middle, end. I'm sure that you will be absolutely fine. Speaking of, she was amazing. Oh, bless you.
Oh,
I
That's
felt
lovely.
that
That's lovely.
she's fun to work with. She's definitely got my sense of humour. And good morning to the lovely Minty May joining us there. But yeah, you're
Absolutely. Hello,
absolutely
Minty.
welcome. You're absolutely welcome, Katie. God bless you, my sweet.
You know what? Can I just add just onto that and to anybody? When we start working with philosophy, it's very much about our thoughts and how we feel about something. And then it gets deeper to our spirit. And that's where the true philosophy comes from. And then the spirit world step in, our guides and helpers step in, and they influence us as well. But I would say to everybody, Enid set up the speakers class, but for those mediums out there that are struggling with philosophy, set up a little discussion group and talk about topics that inspire you. Use your own experiences. And this is how you learn and grow. You know,
Yeah,
words about, say, forgiveness, about progress, about change. Use your experiences, and gradually you can turn those experiences into a philosophy. Um, this is why the confidence this is why I started Finding Your Voice, the course that I run, because it makes to get people to think outside the box, to get philosophy back out there in our churches, because philosophy touches the whole congregation and it leaves a message in itself. And sometimes those messages, I get really upset and annoyed when people roll their eyes, oh, philosophy, you know, because it's wonderful. It's a passion. I love having conversations on here with Nick about life, about uh, about changes, about progress, about spirit. You know, we even turned AI into a philosophy the other week.
yes, we did.
So I think get groups of mediums together, talk about things. And I don't mean having a moan. I
Mm,
mean, let's get to a nitty-gritty subject and discuss it and share, because that's
absolutely,
how you grow and that's how it
completely agree. Yeah,
changes the way you're thinking. And as Nick said, get the cards out. Get a few cards out. Well, this week we're going to talk about this. How do you feel about it? Quotes. Another wonderful thing that I get my students to do is we write our own quotes, because we've all got a quote within us. Use those quotes in your philosophy. What do you think about it? Um, in the early days, I used to think about, I used to sort of be a little bit methodical. I used to not write my talks, but I would write bullet points to keep me on
yes,
point. And I would sort of take little cards along, and I make sure you number the cards, because I dropped mine and then I didn't quite know what end was up really with them. But these are the tips, to do, to have your little cue cards. So say for instance you're going to talk about an inspirational talk story, right? Inspirational story. Have a
but
beginning, middle, and an end. You know, and don't read it, but use your thoughts as inspiration, as stepping stones for
absolutely,
the address. I think that guidance is needed, and Katie, if Nick and I can help in any way,
absolutely,
please let us know. We've both been working on the platform for many years, and I think philosophy should be out there because I'm really passionate
absolutely.
about it, and I know Nick is as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have a monthly as part of the church, but it's open on the internet for everyone. It's over Zoom. We have a monthly spiritual debate about a particular chosen subject. There's no spiritual exercises, no meditations, no nothing. It's literally just debate, discussion on the given topic, and it's absolutely essential for just expanding one's thoughts and ideas. And speaking of expanding one's thoughts and ideas. We also like to expand our knowledge of what's going on in the SPTV universe. So, for the first time today, I'm going to ask for those wonderful magic words that she always loves to share. because she has no choice. Because I've forced her into it every week since we met. Karen, what time is it?
Roll of Richard time.
she forgot that one.
I did.
For the break.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Tonight from 8 p.m, join us for our popular show, Live with Spirit, which offers the opportunity for different readers to demonstrate their mediumship or psychic abilities.
Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. UK time, join Jordan Richards for his insightful show featuring joint mediumship communication with guests. The show includes soulful development coaching. Don't miss it.
Join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time as we welcome Paul Bannister for a captivating live interview and talk show, Spiritual Talk. Tune in for insightful discussions with special guests and live readings that promise to inspire and enlighten.
Back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Welcome back, everyone. Look forward to that tonight. The lovely Christine Stewart with flowers. I love Christine. I have history with Christine. She used to serve our church in Littleport. Worked with a couple of her relatives, actually, back in the day when I was petrol stationing. But Christine was the one who actually confirmed the identity of my main coordinator in spirit. I'd never heard of this person before because I wasn't aware of their exploits at that particular time. But that confirmation was excellent. So I know you're in great hands tonight with the lovely Christine Stewart. And everything we've just been talking about, which leads nicely into what's coming next. Healing.
Yes.
One of the things that I do, which is very, very useful and kind of puts a bow on what we were talking about before. I don't very often talk about the Christian side of my Christian spiritualism, but there is some decent stuff in there that is really, really resonating with us. Oh, hello, Julie Rampton. Karen,
Oh.
are your lights flicking? Keep seeing them go low and seems that you have spirit behind you. Well, she's always got someone stalking her, ain't she? Ready to make use of in a spiritual way. Come on, guys. You know, I thought my mind was in the gutter, you know. But
Yes, they're here, Julie. Don't worry, they're here.
definitely there, definitely there. I think the hand movement probably didn't help. I was pushing you forward, not anything else, by the way. But yes, there is a word in scripture. It's another one of those wonderful Jewish words that has multiple meanings. And in Hebrew, there's this word called selah. And selah means it was used between passages, and it was a call for everyone to pause, reflect, and consider. And Selah is a good way of discreetly saying pause, reflect, and consider when you know what that word means. And so when I work with people, I often tell them that story. And then if I see that they're getting worked up or getting frustrated or getting, uncertain of themselves, it's a really good multiple use word. I'll just say Selah. And you automatically think of pause, reflect, consider. And it's a useful tool because it's discreet, it's private. It's not saying, oi, calm down, or oi, sit down and shut up. And it's not saying, chillax. It's literally saying, pause, reflect, and consider. And we all need those moments in our lives. Oh, and Richard has just confirmed that the light is the blinds moving. But who's moving it? The wind, though I knew that was coming. So in all of our lives, we must find those moments of Selah, pause, reflect, and consider. And absolutely a time to Selah is when it comes to healing. And it is, of course, our time to send out our healing thoughts. I have the book ready. I will open to the first available free page. And we are now going to go into a bit of a quiet moment, where you can share your names for all those that you would like for healing. I'd like to begin, which I don't always do, but I would like to begin with the video followed by the prayer. The intro to it followed by the prayer that is on the inside cover of this healing book, as there is with many. And please, whilst that's going on, get ready to share your names so we can write them in this book. And so it's my turn to say it. So Richard, over to you. Roll VT. Great Spirit, divine universal source of all creation. Here we bring unto you all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. This we ask for those we know, those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. And included in this are the names that Karen will kindly read out and I will quickly write.
Terry Louise would like healing for her cousin Carl. And please could I add Anne Richardson. She's having a procedure today in hospital. Linda would like healing for Snoopy and Beano. Katie Brindley would like healing for Gav, Jane and Stacey. Suzanne Anderson would like healing for her sister Catherine, who's just had surgery. Denise Porter Gardner would like healing for Stephen and Nick. Eunice would like healing for Melita. Julie Rampton would like healing for her cousin Anne Punter. Jan A would like healing to her daughter Jess. And Carol Jameson would like healing for herself. Please also include yourself in this because it is important, as Bernie West has also asked healing for herself. Sarah Tink Weston for herself, her mum, and her cousin Fleur. Terry would like to send healing hugs to all. And Katie Brindley would like healing for herself as well. Of course, we don't mind, Katie. It's important that you send healing to yourself. Shay Anderson would like healing for her dad and family and friends in general. Margie O'Brien would like healing for her family, her dear friend and herself. Bernie West would like healing for her daughter, Katia. Margaret Victoria Richardson would like healing for herself and her family. Julie Rampton would also like healing for herself.
And as we round up, anyone else who is added between now and the end of the day, for those that watch later, will also be added to this list. But we know by the simple act of asking, it shall be received. And so, Great Spirit, please take the hearts, spirits, and minds and bodies of all those listed in this and all other healing books. Give them the comfort, upliftment, and compassion that they need, and shine your light upon each and every person represented, and the families and friends that they also represent, filling the world with a loving web of healing, reaching all the corners of the world, in the dark places, in the light places, and in the forgotten places. We send our thoughts for ourselves and each other at this time. Amen. And Richard, it's over to you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Wow, the power of healing. The energy changes as soon as
Always
healing
does.
is mentioned. It really does.
Always does.
And our lovely Minty has received his cards. He's just put up a note.
Yay!
So that's good. So it's hashtag I've got the cards, Minty.
Yeah,
Lovely.
don't forget to post.
Put a post on to say that you've got them on the homepage. So that's wonderful. Gosh, we're going to be inundated with all these people getting the cards, isn't it wonderful?
It is brilliant.
Nick, shall I open the pack and use them? What do you reckon?
Oh, I reckon so. I reckon so.
Have we kept them waiting long enough?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, with the exception of if I'm actually in the middle of doing a reading, the minute I hear that bang on the door, I'm down there. They've got 30 minutes or so to let me know that they're here. Otherwise, I will have to wait till Monday to do the big reveal. But there's no way I'm waiting till Monday to open the box, that's for sure. But I would love to have opened mine. Oh. Yeah, absolutely. So, Susan Anderson, all the details about the card, everything that you need to know, and answers to your questions and more are available at sptv.uk/cards. Go to that webpage, go to that link. It's on the SPTV website, sptv.uk/cards, and the answers to all of your questions in relation to the cards, at least, are there waiting for you. And whilst you're on the website, have a nosy round and look at the links to our TikTok, the Google Play Store app, and the VIP. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to all of our social platforms. And so now, hopefully, that's given enough of a segue and enough of a filler for Karen to get her hands on her cards. And
I have.
There we go.
And I dropped them as well, so that was really clever of me, wasn't it? So,
Yes.
yeah. No, I can't actually. And I've only got little hands as well. So, and I'm not very good at shuffling. No. What do you mean cut them in half? Put it in half.
Pull it in half. Shuffle one half, shuffle the other half, intermix the two. Boom. Tis a big deck. Tis a big deck.
It is a big deck. So that's what Richard does. So I'm going to do the same as Richard. I can never get them to sync like symmetry. Anyway, okay, so right, I'm going to use both halves. So I'm going to take 2 cards. In fact, I'll do 3 as Richard, the 3 cards here. Ah, here we go. Right, okay. Right, okay. There we go. Right, okay, so Richard, as they're your wonderful cards, can we sort of, can you randomly choose somebody for me to have a reading? And I've already chosen between one and what? Okay, 42?
Between 1 and
Ah,
42.
42. Okay, Margaret, you have been chosen. So I'm going to do a oh, and I'm really drawn to this card here. This is the healing card, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I know Richard said yesterday he says he puts the love and the guidance as he sends them in the envelope. And this card is so beautiful. So it radiates healing. And as I'm holding it, which is really nice because I've worked with this card before digitally, but as I'm holding this card, I feel that you need to receive some healing at the moment. But I also feel that you have an interest in healing. And I feel that in your past, Margaret, you have a wonderful listening ear, which has given healing to others. And I feel that your words of wisdom have helped others as well. And this is such a beautiful radiating card. And I feel also that in your past, that you've sort of like given a lot to people. You've radiated your beauty, you've radiated that healing out to others. And I feel that it's now time for you to sit back and receive some healing at this time. And I just feel that you're struggling with not helping or not doing for others as you would like to, but it's your time to receive healing. And I'm also because I've also got spirit here as well. So I know that there's a gentleman that just steps forward for you, Margaret, and I feel that he just wants to. He was a very strong influence in your life. And would you understand your father in the spirit world? Because I just feel it's Father here that would give you this strong influence in your life. And it's now sort of time for you to sit back and to receive some healing. And you've been doing lots of reflecting as well. I want to say you've been doing quite a lot of reflecting regarding life, regarding things that you're thinking about as well. Now, I want to also use my second card here, which is another beautiful card. It's the Guardian of Animals. And again, this links with the first card because the Guardian of Animals, I feel that you've had quite a lot of animals in your life, but also I feel that you have been the guardian not just of animals, but of others. I feel that you are you look after people, you're very protective of people as well. And I just feel here that this is sort of you sitting and listening and sharing your experiences with others. And again, it's about healing, guardians, and guidance here as well. There's a lot about guidance because your third card is about guidance. And I do feel that you've had this gentleman from the world of spirit gave you quite a lot of guidance in your life, and you've passed on that guidance to others. And I just feel that it's like you're wanting to do something, but I feel that there's situations around you where you can't. And I feel that you've been restricted, not through any fault of your own, but I just feel there's things going on within your life to do with health, to do with a situation that's sort of holding you back slightly. But this gentleman, I do feel that he would have had issues with his chest. I feel that he was very similar to you. I feel that he guided, he helped people, but he was very similar to you. And this is just, there's a lot of care within these three cards spread here. Care, healing, love, strength, protection. But I don't mean protection of sort of in a derogatory way. I mean protection, holding someone in the light, holding someone and looking after them, nurturing, giving that guidance, giving them that motivation, showing them that strength that they have. You've done that in your past, and I feel this gentleman wants to come forward and give that to you now. I also feel that this gentleman would have sort of, he would have been a very smart gentleman because he's put a tie around my neck here. So I know that he would have liked to tie. No response at all. Okay. Margaret, if you can understand any of this, please let me know. But I just feel that these words are for you. So I hope you can take some comfort in the healing, the guardian of animals, and the guidance from the world of spirit. I just feel that you've got to listen, and you've got to be guided at this time. And they are guiding you, and you have that guidance within you as well. And this gentleman steps forward, and he is there for you. So, oh, she's just, thank you. So, well, I just feel that he's a very strong influence in your life. If it's not father, I feel it could be your grandfather. But I just feel that he is there for you, and he just wants to give you this. Didn't have a granddad or a father figure. Okay, well, somebody from the world of spirit is there for you, who is connected for you, Margaret, and he has been watching over you, I feel, since you were born. So I just feel you may not know him, but he knows you. So take his love. Okay. So I just feel that he wants to be there for you. So I hope that makes sense. So thank you for speaking up. Thank you for speaking up.
Well done, Dom.
Yeah, they feel really powerful.
Do you know,
that
it'd be
healing, you know?
really, really nice if I could feel those cards too. But for those that might have worried that I'd frozen and glitched, I was busy getting something live on air. They have arrived.
Wow,
So I can
have
confirm,
arrived.
Cherry Ann, yes, yours are here as well too. So I am literally gonna open up and get my first look live. This is a giddy kid
Excited.
live on air. Wow, I'm gonna put that one there. That's Cherry Ann, and here's mine and mother's. Oh my word, Ella. Oh, there's a bit of weight to that, isn't there?
There is, Nick,
Um,
isn't there? Yeah.
Yes. Excellent stuff. This is going to be a real test of my glasses, by the way, to see if they're as good as yours, being able to read them. I've got the right read.
You've got your readers on.
I have got my readers on, yeah. Just making sure you know what I'm like. Wow, excellent. There's the book.
Open
God,
the box.
the book is marvelous. Let's see if I can.
And you read
If
it.
if I go one-eyed, I actually can read it. But then I'm like that with a lot of things anyway, because I probably need to get my glasses checked. But yeah, I can actually read it one-eyed, so I'll probably be safer with a magnifying glass. So there's the book there, and here they are. Here.
Do one now.
That was good timing for a
It
really
was.
blooming heck. I can see what you mean about making sure you can shuffle, but I can just about manage. And so I will use that somebody is about to get the first usage of my cards for a reading live on air. I have, of course, practiced with the images before. I tell you what, I've got to say, it's good to have an instant reaction from someone who's literally opening it, not had them in their hand before. They do feel absolutely stunningly amazing. I absolutely agree with what you said, Richard, about using the matte finish rather than silver
Yes.
or gloss. Um, and I've got to say, they're actually bigger than I expected. You know, you get an idea in your head. They're actually bigger than I anticipated. And you can see by how I have to, you know, really stretch my hand to get it all the way around. The back is absolutely. Well, this is true, Richard. That rumor is not a rumor; it's gospel truth. Um, the,
I'm saying no more. I am not saying a word here.
Richard couldn't help himself, and he knew that neither can I. Boom, boom. Yeah, they are bigger than I expected. The back cover is absolutely amazing. Actually, we haven't given that enough of a compliment and a plug. That back, the
Yes,
back cover.
it is actually. It's
Um,
lovely, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, yes,
Yes,
she has. She
yes, she has,
absolutely
hasn't she?
has. Yes,
Yes,
and that wonderful
they are
glowing energy
gorgeous,
around her is brilliant.
and
So
around the face as well. It's yeah.
yes,
You are a
so
clever chap, young Richard. You really are very clever chap.
so I am done shuffling for the first time online of this pack, and I'm going to say Richard number 5. Well, random chance is random chance. Terry Louise, this is for you. I'm a great believer in if spirit tell me a number, that's who they want me to go to. So I've split the deck 3 times, and I'm going to take the top one. Well, I've actually split it 4 times. Put the top one on the bottom. I've split the rest of the deck 3 times, and I've taken the top card off of each pile. And so, Terry Louise, this one's for you. And the first one is number 1, the High Priestess. The High
Oh,
Priestess, of course, is not only a very important, yeah, yeah, not only a very important figure in the major arcana of the tarot, but also in the spiritual and mythological and historical ways of life of this earth, in the ones that are really, really good and decent. Feminine power is actually really quite poignant, and there's a reason that that is numbered card number 1. But as well as being a priestess, she's wearing armor, and she's well protected and covered in this beautiful golden armor, as well as, you know, emanating this wonderful golden light. And this truly represents you, Terry, in terms of who you are. You are not just priestly and saintly. I thought I'd add that one in, but you are also a warrior, a battler, a fighter, and will fight for those you care about, those that you have stewardship and confidence of, in terms of the way you interact and deal with people. It's always start with the priestly, go to the warrior if needed. And so I would say that that's a very poignant part of your personality. In terms of who wants to come through and say hello to, I thought you'd like that. In terms of who wants to come through to you, oh hello, there's someone very important up there in your way of family in the world of spirit, because I'm being given the Archangel Metatron. And that is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. I'm going to show you it again because I just wanted to have a quick look just to get in my mind the image. Metatron, interestingly enough, is the only human in scripture to have become an angel after having been a human. In scripture, in many traditions, there is this belief, which I actually track with, that angels are a different race of celestial beings that have never necessarily touched the earth in the way we do, with the same free wills and the same type of interactions that we have. But this guy, Metatron, was ascended from the physical to become an angel, and a pretty high up one as well. And so what I'm getting from that, thank you very much, is this gentleman stepping forward who says, everyone always said I was an angel. Aren't they sweet? And he's got this really, really, really good sense of humor, but he's using humor to cover up this humbleness about him. But he absolutely is this angel in heaven, as people would perceive him. Thank you. Terry says, I have some very important people up there. This gentleman, I do feel, even though I feel that fatherly connection, it doesn't necessarily, there's something a bit distant. So whether it was someone who played the role of a father who wasn't biologically, we all know as mediums, there's no biology and there's no in-law and there's no step in the world of spirit. The title, the emotion is what we feel. But I do feel this distance. So either it would have been a physical distance, or it would have been an emotional distance if he is biologically your father. But I don't feel that would have overly impacted you. It's just in relation to the rest of the family, because I do feel this absolutely intrinsic connection and this heaven, that the jokiness sounds like dad, but I do have a few mouths in spirit. I do feel this fatherly connection. I do feel this fatherly connection, but there's just something as though there was either words not said or time spent apart. And that is very, very prevalent in my mind as he connects with me. And there's a little bit of disappointment about this distance. It may not be in relation to you, but wake up. Or people very close to you, in reference to the first card. This is why they're good to have in front of you, remind you what you've said in the past, in relation to those you have stewardship over. So this disappointment that he didn't get to have as much time as he would have liked with certain individuals. But also him coming through and making use of this card, he does still find the funny side of that. I tell you what, he used to like being a little bit picky just for the sense of humor, because he's saying, well, that's all very well, but he ain't got no legs, because of the way his energy is hanging off. It's like, but he ain't got no legs. So he would always try and find something funny, even when someone was trying to compare him to something uplifting and wondrous. Thank you, Terry. That makes, wow, nice cards, Richard. Yeah. That, thank you. That would make sense to me. So don't be. And would have liked more time with a person in particular, and thank you for that, Terry. But yeah, he's having a laugh and joke. Well, he ain't got no legs. How does he walk? And he says, well, I suppose he's got his wings. He can flap about. And he's just having a bit of. I knew plenty of people who like to flap about. And in actual fact, this brings us to card number 3. Which is that beauty there. We've seen her online before, actually. The deception card. And he's talking about someone who likes to flap about and cause a bit of a flap. And he's just saying that is their deception, not yours to deal with. Because as much as he uses humor to, I always worry when I see cards like this, but he's actually used it in a really, really beautiful way. His deception was the jokiness to cover over his humbleness. It's, I'll joke about, being angelic, because people say I am, and I'll make a joke about it. So he used humor to cover over his humbleness, but that in itself can be termed as a deception. And there is someone around you who is constantly getting in a flap, and getting all excitable and all over the place. and they're actually using that exaggeration to cover up some really quite, and it does relate to what we've been talking about today, interestingly enough. They're using that to cover up their own insecurity. And so please look out for that if you don't already know who that is, and just nurture them and encourage them, watch over them, give them guidance and support, just like, you understand, good, just like this young lady here is. She's ready, she's calm, she knows what she's doing, and he says that's you. That's you in terms of, this situation where you are able to be of help. And the person that this individual is deceiving the most is themselves. And you can help them see that, and you can help them understand, because of your priestly warrior attitude, your saintly position in life. And let's face it, you've got one mighty angel watching your back in the world of spirit. So be bold, be brave, step forward, go for it. You've got this. He's got you, and you were born for the task. So go forward and go for it. And I'll say, God bless.
Wow, that's amazing. Really like that. That's amazing. Okay.
My first use of those cards.
Absolutely. How does it feel? How does it feel?
They are. I love them. I always have loved them. Even just watching online, seeing them coming up on the screen. But there's no substitute for getting your crap in your hands. You're welcome, Terry. You're welcome.
Okay. Can I have number 25, please, Richard? This is fun, isn't it? Using the cards. We've got them here. It's so nice to use them. Hello, Suzanne Anderson. Lovely to have you with us today. Now, I haven't laid the cards yet, so I'm just going to take them. I'm going to take one off this top. That one. Oh, that's nice, Nick. What Terry's wrote. She feels very honoured. Okay.
Bless you. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? See, there's she being all very spiritual. I feel very, it's cool, isn't it? But it is wicked. It's wonderful.
Now, Suzanne, this first card is for you. Now, this is a rather gorgeous card here, but it is the death card, but it is not, as sometimes when we receive this card, it is not as we think it is, because death sometimes signifies an end of something, a transitional period, and also sometimes it's a thought-provoking card. This wonderful picture here, this wonderful lady is coming out of something. She's rising above things. She's feeling, oh, is that? Yes, that's what I was just about to say, Richard. She is, yeah, you shut up a minute. That's just about what I was going to say. Honestly, don't interrupt when I'm working. Thank you very much. Okay. No, I don't. I'm telling him off because he's interrupted. I know they're your precious babies, these cards, but just give me time to get used to them. So we have, right, okay, Suzanne, that makes sense, because you have been. This is a change. It is a transformation here, and you are going to be like the phoenix rising up from the ashes, as Richard has just said, because this card does have wings. She has sort of like a bird-like face, and it's all change, all rising here. But you see, Suzanne, don't look at this as a worrying thing, because I feel that within this situation, you haven't really been fulfilled, which causes you not to really be in your happy place within this situation. But also, I feel that you can also utilize the skills that you've learnt and that you created through this position that you've had, and you can use them to move forward. So, and I also feel that there's been some frustrations. To do with this, about the situation, and you've not been happy for a while. So, in a way, it could actually push you out of your comfort zone to look at things in a different way and to see different opportunities. I would also just say here that you've got to sort of speak your truth. So I feel with whatever's going on with the situation with this company, don't have the blinds pulled down. You know, stand in your own power and look at things from a different situation. You've got to look at it from your perspective now, because I do feel you've always been a sort of like a company girl. You've always like been very positive about the situation and said the right thing, even when you actually haven't felt that. So I feel you've got to stand up for what's right for you now and make sure everything is sorted with regard to the administration and the paperwork of this new this new phase in your life. So in a way, this is a lot of strength here, because we've got the orange and we've got the red here. So it's power. This is power. There's going to be a transformation of power for you. So I feel that you've got to look at it in a different way. And I'm a great believer in sort of maybe writing a pros and cons list, because as one door opens, another door, as one door closes, another door opens. So if you have that in mind, it will give you a more positive outlook um, to uh, to move forward. I say to a lot of people, um, sit and meditate and be in your own power and be the confident person that you are, but sometimes don't always show in sort of what I call company corporate situations. So before you're going for any new interviews or looking at your CV, look at it in a very sort of positive way. What can I do? What are the traits that I've learned? Who am I? And write down all the things that you can bring to the table. And you've really got to shine and really got to show what you're made of. Don't hide your light under a bushel. Okay. So that's a very strong positive card. So it's the end of something, but it's moving into something more. Now, I've also got the friendship card here. And I do feel that within this situation, you do have a lot of friendships. And don't worry, because those friendships will, if they're true friendships, they will stay true. And I feel that you've been a very good friend you're a very good friend, and you're a very good support to people. And I feel that friendships, you treasure them greatly. And I feel that there is somebody that you rely on each other. I feel that there's somebody that is sort of like a bit like more like a sister than a friend. And I feel that you share things. And if you're feeling a little bit worried, that's brilliant. You're getting help to update your CV. And if you're feeling a little bit worried or anxious, share. Don't let things fester within you. Share, talk, allow those people that are in your friendship circle to help you and to be there for you, because you've been uh, a support for other people. Now it's time for them to help you. And you definitely sort of hide how you're feeling with a smile. You put a bit of a mask on sometimes, and there's only a couple of people that you do share things with. Well, those people are there for you. And I just feel that you've got to share how you're feeling and think about all the things that you've learned along your pathway, because you've got a lot to give. You always sort of say, "Oh, I don't," and you've always put others before yourself. So I feel it's time now for you to actually put yourself first and be out in the front, because you've got a lot of lovely qualities there. That's brilliant. You do share with your sisters. That's fabulous. Well, sisters are doing it for themselves. That's what I feel here. So I feel that you've got a very close knit group. They're standing around you. They're supporting you at this time, and I just feel they want to push you. I just feel that they're pushing you out there, as if to say, be your true, authentic self. Now, your first card here foundations. So this is where you've got to build the foundations of your future. And I feel that you've got to think about what you want to do. And I don't know why I want to say, I don't know if you're thinking about maybe doing something different or putting some foundations down for some more study or a change of career or a change of something within, because I feel that sometimes you've been a bit, I hate using this word, but I feel that you've been getting a little bit bored or a little bit stayed in the way that you've been doing things within your work situation. So I feel you've got to juice things up a bit and use all the qualities, as I've said, and use this as a transitional period and think about what do you want to do, and study or looking at things in a different way, looking at different courses, getting the help to make the right foundations for your future. Because I also feel here that I just want to feel that you want to make some foundations to do with finances as well. So I feel that your finances have got to be sorted and you've got to put them in a strong foundation to help you move forward. So it's foundations to do with finances here. And um, when you've got those strong foundations, if you look at the picture, she's really sort of shining her light here because she's done the hard work. And she can then, once you've got the foundations in place, then you can build up, up, up. And that's what you need to do. And you're the sort of person that likes to have strong foundations in place. Ah, right. So you've been looking at a course of reflexology. Well, that is a wonderful gift to give. And I do know people that have done that course and they've absolutely loved it. It's hard work, Suzanne, but I think you've got the strength and the tenacity to move forward with it. And I think it's going to make you look at things in a completely different way. So I would say, give it a go. Try something different. Look at this as a new start. And if you go to the I forget, it's like the foundation of reflexology. There is a where you can actually get the right training, but make sure you get the right training with the whole spectrum of understanding, because I've had it reflexology myself, and it really does help. And it is a wonderful holistic form of healing. So, but get the right foundation. So they do a foundation course in reflexology. So have a look at that in your area and make the right foundations and do something that's right and do something that's right for you. Because sometimes we need to have those changes within. And when you sometimes think about shutting the door on something else, and you've wanted to do this, I feel, for a long time, you've always had that holistic way of looking at things. And I feel also that you might have thought about, I just feel that you've got books or something on it. And I also feel that because it's not just the feet. I want to look at my hands as well, because I know that reflexology looks at both the hands and the feet. And I also feel you've also been interested in palm reading too. So I just feel that all this holistic, this or a spiritual way of looking at things is there for you. But of course, you've got to get your finances in order as well. So make sure the foundations are there for that. So I hope that. Oh, they're good, these, aren't they?
I love them. I love them. Well done, Dole. Love it. Hope you enjoyed that, Susan. It's I've been having a flick through my cards because this is the first time I've seen them in hand and close. I didn't go directly to certain cards at all. Amazing. Susan says yes, but I felt I was held back from previous employer, and that's very much indicative of that phoenix from the flames.
Yes.
Rise up and be the star seed. Be the star seed. Go for it, Susan. Well done. And I have laid out my next spread ready and been having a nosy, and I'm glad I did. You'll understand why in a mo. And I'm going to specifically choose my number for who I'm going to read for based on the number of one of those cards. So I usually try and keep it nice and low for Richard, bless his heart, but unfortunately I've got to go for 46 if I can, because the card said so. It's like I don't want him sitting there counting forever, bless his heart. So, oh right, okay.
Oh,
Okay, let's go for 4. Um, oh, right, okay.
oh God.
Okay, let's go for number 4 because it's the first letter of the number. Judith Somerville, good afternoon. Only just, but admittedly, but good afternoon, Judith Somerville. May I come to you, please? You have been. Yeah, just to clarify, the reason that we didn't go for 46 is not because we weren't picking and choosing. It's just that that individual had already had a reading, and because they'd given such wonderful feedback and commented as I was working, every time it refreshed, it jumped back to them. So I had to choose again because we want to get around as many people as possible. So Judith, if you are still there, hello, darling. If I may come to you, the first card for you, and this is the first time I've worked with any of these in this pack. I've worked with a few of them, obviously online, as I said, but an unnamed card. I have an
Exciting.
unnamed card. I can tell you that it is the final card, number 78. But that's the only way you'd be able to find it in reference because of the number. It has no name, it has no definition, which means it's got the free will to define itself by however you perceive it. See where I'm going with that? These cards are a reminder that we shouldn't just take the obvious at face value, that labels and boundaries and borders don't matter, and that there is this possibility of being that whichever you wish to be, which also ties nicely into the theme of the day. I've got to say, well done, boys and girls up there. It also reminds us to look deeper and further back and see the surroundings as well. Because when you get a named card, you can sometimes be taken on a journey by that name and only notice the things in relation to that. Cards like this make us work a little bit harder. And I've got to say that all of this describes you. You are someone who looks a little deeper, who works a lot harder. The reason I know this is because as I look in the background, there is this long corridor behind her made of pillars, which means that although she's on a path, there's also options to divert and sidestep and go in a different route, because a corridor of pillars means that there are so many options available. And this most definitely resembles you. Everything that I've said up to now, that looking deeper, that not wanting to be and needing to be defined as any one particular thing or another, is absolutely the sum total of what is at your car. But if we do look at the imagery of how it represents you, you are someone who is a fighter, someone who is a defender, who is an absolute strength and powerhouse, but will use different ways of battling and fighting. And the sword, I will get a little bit closer. The sword there, it glows with energy, which once again not only represents you, but also is telling of how you deal with situations. You will use your thought and your mind and your words and your compassion to fight your battles rather than resorting to anything baser. Judith says, that's me. I was painting with spirit when I was listening earlier. Oh, wonderful. Well, this definitely paints a picture of you, my love. And I've also got to say, looking at the helmet that she is wearing, there's a great love nature, because to me that looks like it's representative of a bird, because the helmet, and I will try and zoom in as best I can. The helmet has got this bit at the front, and it looks like that of a beak that would be representative of a beak. So there's very much that in connection with nature, and dare I say it, also in connection with what Karen was saying earlier about the phoenix. It's like you've gone through that process. You have risen from the ashes of the past. And I do feel that this is something that truly resonates, and you work with the sword of truth. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So that's a bit of a summary of Judith Somerville. Who's here to talk to you and help you? Some cards can be a little bit complex. Some cards can be a little bit cryptic. Some speak volumes.
Oh.
And I do have the mother card. So I do feel that there is a motherly connection in relation to this. Thank you. This link that has now absolutely barreled in like Billy-O. Again, this lady who is like a mother figure to you. Wow, my gosh, do you not get it from her? Because I'm describing you as the gentle battler and the complex character, but wow, I can feel it. There is, if you first look at this card, there's this gentleness, this compassion, there's this wonderful supporting hand, this guiding hand, this interconnection. But you look at her face. That doesn't just say my baby, that says keep your hands off my baby. And I would not want to mess with her. And it's this subtle, I'm gentle, I'm kind, but don't mess with mine. So this motherly connection that I'm feeling absolutely barreled in, and she's the one who pointed out this don't mess with mine. In terms of how she comes through. I am very much aware of a physical condition that did restrict my movement. I do feel at times dizzy and a little bit unsure of myself, but I was able for the most part to shake it off and be myself in terms of this lady who comes through with this motherly vibration. Again, I say motherly vibration because I'm not absolutely certain that it's mum, but I do feel that she would have played that role quite well. So either a really, really close grandma or someone who fulfilled that role. But it's definitely that don't mess with mine, and you, young lady, were hers. And I have been called to be very careful about what I say to you and how I interact with you, and make sure that I do you justice, because that's the kind of lady she was as well. I'm also, we're still in it. I'm being given the month of May in connection with her. So I hope you can understand that. If not, I don't mind those, let me know. And I can work out why it's coming through like this. But I get either the name or month. Because I had to look at the calendar, I'm convinced that it's the month of May. And photography, okay. I know you're doing your art, but would you understand that you've been doing a lot of photo taking? Because I keep getting, imagery and indication. Your beautiful grandmother, bless you. I knew that there was this motherly connection, you see, and there's also this connection with photographs or photography. Either you've been looking at a picture of her within the last 24 hours, or whether you take photos. Oh, and her birthday is in May. Thank you very much. And so bless her. She's coming through to remind you of herself. She's also coming through to remind you of you. I feel there's been a little slight knock on your confidence of late. Either some, because she's giving that look again, that look, that I'm nice and I'm tranquil, but don't mess with me. A little bit like Karen earlier doing her reading. Once again, her wit again. There's this real glamour puss subtlety about her. Don't mess. Don't. Also getting, and yes, I'm taking photos and spirit coming in. Wonderful.
Wow.
So there is this whole thing that she's loving about that, but she wants me to. Oh yes, call to time, dear. She wants me to talk about the need for dealing with this slight knock of confidence. I don't think it's anything massive, but I do feel it's one of those things that could potentially fester and grow over time if it's not acknowledged and dealt with. And this is what she would do. She would take notice, acknowledge, and deal. And for the most part, you do, but sometimes you tend to brush things off before analyzing properly. And she's just saying, just remember to take a step back. And she's becoming very, very formal and very, very, determined on this one. So I know that this is one of those moments where listen to grandmother. And there's that very, that when a spirit person makes me drop an octave, that they mean business. Okay. Also, she just made a comment. Plus, it's nice to hear you being a little bit butch for a change. So obviously, she's got a good sense of humor and doesn't mind speaking her mind, and would test people actually by speaking her mind. But the message for you, the reminder, and I am so overjoyed to be able to share the reason now why I originally went for number 46 and then went to 4 is because of the number of the card. My friend, my favorite, the fighter. The reason I had to reference you and find you by using that number is a reminder that that's you. That you are surrounded by spiritual energy and golden light, which is a higher divine sense of purpose and reason and pushing you forward. That you do have your armor, but you don't need it to be thick and stubborn and overbearing, because within yourself you have that strength and that courage to move forward. You have these eyes that analyze and this mind that figures it all out, and that you should trust yourself, because a fighter trusts himself, a fighter defends, and a fighter uses what they've got at their disposal to do the right thing, to mend, to defend, to protect and give comfort, as well as be this guardian of warrior status. This light behind you takes the form of 3 individuals, not just one. There are 3 individuals in spirit. Grandmother is the main one. She's got your back, but you have 2 people, one on each shoulder, that are also helping and working with you. You are surrounded by this divine light and this divine energy. Move forward with compassion, strength, courage. Do not give an inch. Keep standing your ground and be unto like your grandmother and speak your mind too. God bless and thank you for listening.
Wow, that was amazing. And you got your favourite card as well.
And I got my favourite card as well. I did. I was quite
Very
excited
exciting.
by that.
That was lovely. That was lovely. Okay. 18, please, Richard. 18. Okay. Oh, lovely. Louise. You're going to be my next sitter. Okay. So let's just see what else we've got here. So this is okay. Okay. So for the second time today, I have the guidance card, Louise. So this is your first card. And I know what you've just said here about your dream wedding, and I know you've got a lot going on in your life at this time. But I want to say to you here that do you know what? You always try to seek the guidance of others for some validation, but I just feel that you've got to look within sometimes for your own guidance. And I know that might be hard, and we do look for outside, and I don't mean the guidance from the spirit world. I'm talking about guidance, and as if you're sort of wobbling between things, not sure that your decisions are going to be right, not sure about is it going to be okay. And I just feel that your head is a little bit scrambled at the moment. But I just feel that you've got to trust yourself on situations that are going around you. Trust and do the right things for you, what you want. Stop worrying about other people's opinions and stop worrying. Just do what's right for you, because I feel that you must have been sort of having sort of either headaches or not sleeping properly at the moment because of all these things buzzing around in your head. So I feel when Nick was talking about taking a moment for reflection and to consider and pause, I feel that you need to do that with the situation at the moment. I really feel that you do. And I just also feel here that there is a lady that draws close to me, and she has got a real lovely feeling about her. She comes with a great deal of love, and she's asking you to be calm. And I feel that when she was here, she was that calming influence on you. And I feel that you would always listen to her guidance and you would always trust what she said. But she's saying that I taught you well, and we used to have many conversations. And I feel that she would always say to you, do what's right for you. And in this situation, you've got to make the right decisions that are for you. And I know that sort of like time is also of the essence here. And I feel that you are worried about getting things done on time, but just do one thing at a time and stop trying to look at the whole picture. Just take a moment and pause and just take us each step at a time. The third card I have is the Magician, and it's this is a very strong card. It's a very strong card, and it's sort of like someone is sitting there with the wings and the fire and everything going on around them, and it's about magic is some finding the magic within your own life, finding the magic within your own thoughts, and finding the true magic of you. And when you sit in that power of the magic, and when you feel that everything is there for you, and sometimes this is a very strong card, but there's also lots of power behind it, and those wings are up. And those wings are up. And I feel that this strength and this magic is coming for you from the world of spirit. And someone is putting those wings of love around you and saying, we've got your back. There's definitely someone coming behind you to give you that strength. And I feel you've just got to sit and you've got to allow that strength to be absorbed into your energy. And you've just got to sit and you've got to breathe and you've got to just take some time as well. The lady that draws close she was a very strong thinker, and she would have sort of cut to the chase, and she would have sort of said, she would have been very determined and very strong. And I feel that you do miss her presence around you, because she would be always the one to look that for you to look for the guidance and that strength. But they're trying to weave the magic around you, but you have got the power within you to weave your own magic, Louise. So you've got to start believing in self. You really have. And I just feel that they just come around you at this moment in time with the guidance, with the magic and the thoughts, and also the belief in yourself as well. Believe in all the things that you can do. The only person that you judge is yourself. This is the wonderful judgment card. And this is, I feel it's sort of time for you to stop making those judgments. Time for you to be calm, to believe. And this is, there's these wings have got so many feathers and so many intricacies. And we've got the staff there of strength and support. You have that within you. And he's holding the light as well, the light to show you the way. All these things that you have within you, but you've also got the light of love from your sister to show you the way. You've got lots of people around you. Stop making big judgments on yourself, judging, I I should, I would, I could have. You're here and believe, and stop having the judgment of others affect your decisions in this time. There's lots of, I feel there's lots of people around you giving their opinions, saying, oh, you should do this or you should do that. What do you want to do? You are your own person and you have the love of spirit around you. Stand in your own power and be proud of the decisions you make. Be proud of the decisions you make for your wedding. This is your day. You know what you want. It's all about you and your partner. Don't worry about anybody else. It's your day. And I know you want to bring other people into it. And I know other people stand around you and they want to be part of the day. But remember, don't let others overshadow your day. And that's what your sister wants to say to you. This is your day. And I know that you wanted a special memory of her on the day as well. And she loves you for that. So I feel there's a photo or some words that are going to be read, and she loves you for that. But this is your day, Louise. This is your special day, and she wants you to enjoy it. And don't let it be rushed by everything that's going on around you at the moment. Enjoy the preparations. Enjoy all the moments that you're going to have, all the celebrations that you're going to have with people and coming together for hen do's and family gatherings. This is family gatherings coming together. Don't worry about if everything's not just so. It's not about all the frills and all the things that go on with a wedding. It's about two people standing in front of each other, declaring their love for each other and embarking on that journey together. That's the most important thing. That is where love is. Love is the magic. And you move forward together, making your magic as a couple. So I hope that makes sense to you.
Amen, sister. That was beautiful. And if I may say, Selah, pause, reflect, and consider. Oh, wow. Louise says, thank you. I was actually thinking of putting up my partner's parents' photo as well, as they are gone. I've seen this a lot in weddings and in blessings where there's a chair that's kept separate and reserved, where a photo is placed on it, also a lantern with some nice words I saw a few months back. I think it's beautiful, actually, a wonderful thing to do, and I'm sure that they appreciate that intent of connection, in terms of including them and reminding everyone else present actually that they will be there. And I think that's beautiful. So well done, Karen, and good idea, Louise. Do it. Speaking of Salah, a time of pause, reflection, and consideration, we've hit hours. We've come to the end of our time together. Can you believe it?
Oh, and it's always good when we get together twice in 1 week instead of just once.
It is. It absolutely is. Well, although I have to say I'm quite excited because I'm going to spend the next I've got an hour and a half between now and the circle that I'm doing today, looking at and playing with my cards. Because
how exciting!
I've got my cards now.
He's happy. He's happy. That's good.
Do you know, I'm really, really glad they actually arrived during the broadcast. Giving that magical moment of giving my first reading with them to someone online, getting to know them by working with them, with the SPTV family, considering they are the SPTV Oracle cards, just has some wonderful resonance there. And so I'm kind of glad it worked out like that. I have to admit, I nipped off because I saw a red glimmer reflect on the window, and that the post van was parked down the end of the road where it normally is. So I snuck off while you were giving a reading and said, "Oh, Nigel, if the postman comes, can you bring him straight up? They're already here. They came in a minute ago." So I went and grabbed them, and of course, then was ready to give a message with them in my turn. So it worked out all well in the end.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Absolutely,
Yes.
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 Yes. So as a very brief reminder, sptv.uk/cards. They are available still. There are a few packs left, but only in the UK. If you are interested in having some transatlantic or trans-Pacific delivery, please contact Richard directly to find out how much it's going to be. But obviously, anyone who is in the UK, definitely the details at that link, sptv.uk/cards, and also see what's going on in the SPTV universe by having a look round that website. You can also find us both along with all of our other hosts and the lovely Richard, featured on the SPTV app, which you can download from Google Play, as well as many links to various locations on Facebook, YouTube, and of course the lovely TikTok. I'm about to go and take a snap of myself and include the hashtag I got the cards to help go with that, which you can post your own images on the Facebook homepage. Just find SPTV on Facebook. Everything's easy to find because that link is always SPTV UK. So we're easy to find on any social media platform. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you, Karen. Joy working with you, Richard, and pleasure and the continued one as I go off and play with my cards for the afternoon. Strength.
I know, strength. I know. I have to say, Nick, it must be very hard for our Richard he sent all the little cards out, and everybody else is now working with them and playing with them. And it must be sort of like I know he still works with them on TikTok, on his lives when he does them, but it must be quite hard to let them go and to see other people working with them. So, and because they've been such a personal journey for him.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate that. And I just want to say thank you, Richard, again for creating these wonderful cards. And just think how many people that they're going to now help and heal. And they're going to be spreading out.
Yeah,
they're going to be spreading out all over. But also on SPTV, I just want to say that tomorrow on Paul Bannister's show, he's interviewing the lovely Clara McFarlane, and she's also a host on SPTV. So I would watch that, ladies and gentlemen, because I know that would be a very interesting interview. So we've got Clara with Paul Bannister tomorrow. Also, is it Jordan tomorrow, Richard?
Jordan Richards
at 6. Jordan Richards at 6. Paul Bannister at 8. And tonight, my memory is not very good.
It's the lovely Christine Stewart who will be
Christine Stewart tonight. So it's all happening on SPTV. Are you going on TikTok, Richard? Yeah.
He might do.
Richard may pop onto TikTok as well. So we cover the whole social media platforms. Taking over
the side of Earth.
Marching now. We've got the cards out there. TikTok. It's all happening. So it's wonderful. And thank you.
Next.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
And thank you to all our wonderful SPTV family for joining us and experiencing the wonderful cards with us. And I hope that you've enjoyed them. And when you get yours, I know that you will enjoy working. So
in actual fact, when you get yours, I know that you will embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment with those SPTV Divine Guidance Oracle cards, because each card holds a world of insight, inspiration, and guidance to illuminate your path. Just noticed.
Carol's just said.
Carol's just arrived. Well done, Carol, babe.
Well done.
So it's exciting.
Forget the selfie.
Yes. So I'm going to go and do my selfie. And in June, when we have our big service that Thursday night, we've got someone coming from Sunderland, Bedford, Essex, out in Suffolk way, but also in France, for a big mass ordination. And it's actually one of the lady from France. That's her oracle card pack right there. So we will have a full regalia selfie for that one.
Oh, lovely.
As I hand them over. So, Cherry Ann, you know they're safe. They are here. I will keep them in the bag, keep them safe for you for when you get over here. So exciting times. And again, thank you to everyone for being here and sharing this amazing day with us. Have an amazing day, an amazing rest of your week. Don't forget the lovely Christine Stewart, very good friend of mine, who gave me so much direction and comfort in my early years as a developing medium. So please do support her. And of course, tomorrow, all as Karen said, is going to be interesting. We'll be back on Monday, 10:30. Don't miss it. It's bound to be a continuation of the frivolity, upliftment, laughter, and double entendre that today has been. So I will say thank you all for your time, and God bless you.
Absolutely. Okay.
And be well.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
God bless.